Hello, Starshine. This is Smadar from Song of Stones. I am a crystal whisperer, which means that I talk to stones and they talk to me. Today, a very special group of crystals are here with us, and I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I was very curious about when I first started connecting to the stone beings many years ago. I would hear crystal healers and light workers talk about their crystals as he or she, and I always was so curious about how do they know that a crystal is a he or a she or a shoe. And I asked somebody I greatly respected, who I learned so much from, and I said, how do you know if the crystal is a he or a she? And of course, the answer I got was not the one I wanted to hear, because it really was about learning how to trust yourself. And at the time, I thought I needed to learn how to do things the way other people did, how to know how other people heard the crystals, and how other people knew that a crystal could open the heart chakra and heal the survival chakra, or how do you clear the crystals, and what's the right way to do it and what's the wrong way to do it. And I was just so concerned about doing the wrong things and bringing harm to others or to the crystals. So yeah, when they told me it's a matter of feeling, that I didn't find that helpful at all. And here I am about to tell you the same thing. But I'm going to go a little deeper, and we can see the differences between the form of the crystal, and how a crystal can have a feminine form and still maybe have masculine energy, or vice versa. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. And I'm going to start with these crystals here, which have a clearly feminine form, very feminine form. The one on the left is a fairy stone, and the crystals I'm going to show you today are all naturally formed. They haven't been touched except for one which has been polished, and I'll tell you when we get to that one. But these come from the earth as they are. And you can see, well, the one on the left is a fairy stone. And these are natural concretions that come from Canada, from Quebec. And they have the most magical forms. And this one in particular has an ancient goddess form. People used to form stones and clay into these very identical forms as this one did naturally. And so, of course, this has a very feminine form, and you might tend to refer to this crystal as a she. Though not necessarily, and we'll get to that. But definitely at first glance, and if we're looking at the form of the crystal, it's a goddess form. It's unquestionably feminine. And the one beside her, also a goddess form. And also a form that you might see in ancient sculptures. And if you look, this oftentimes the ancient sculptures would have this very large, pregnant kind of form at the base, at the center, and this one definitely has that pregnant form. But it also, if you look, it looks to me. This is what I'm seeing, and of course you can see. You might be seeing something very differently. But what I see in the center is this beautiful oval shape that to me looks like a womb and a feminine form inside the womb. I'll go in a little closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, and I'm seeing, wow, I'm seeing writing there too. Mariposa is what I'm seeing. I love how the crystals speak to us in so many different ways. Marissa is what I'm seeing as well. Definitely feminine word. But I also want to mention that the color of this stone, and by the way, this is a copal stone from, I believe, well, I don't want to say where because I don't, just in case I'm not correct. But the information is on my website if you're curious about where these copal stones come from. So though it has a very feminine form, the color can be considered very masculine. The golden color is the color of the sun, and the sun by many is considered masculine, though not always. And again, this is why we need to learn how to feel into our bodies and our intuition, because we're going to get a clearer answer when we do that. And at first, when you're first learning how to connect with your intuition, it might seem anything but clear. I know it didn't seem clear at all for me when I was first connecting with spirit, with the universe, with the crystals, which is why I looked to the experts, and I want to put that in quotes because you are the expert, really, when it comes to these things, and you will find out. There's nothing wrong with looking at people who have had experience and getting guidance from them. For sure, it's important to go through that cycle of learning by looking to others who have had the experience and who know. And if you're going to do that, I would suggest that you really go to somebody who you feel who you have a deep trust with, because you want to know that you're getting answers from somebody who you resonate with and who you trust. So here we have these two very powerfully feminine, goddess, pregnant, baby carrying feminine forms with the golden color of the masculine. And we also want to remember that just as we have, whatever gender we might be, we have other energies within us as well. I'm a woman, but I lean on my masculine energy for many things. We're not one thing or the other oftentimes. Anytime, really. And so it's important to be very open when we're looking at other beings and assigning gender. And of course, we're at a stage in our social evolution where we're a little more open when it comes to gender, and knowing that gender is not the black and white that we once thought it to be. But maybe we can talk about the feminine and the masculine without getting hung up on any social or political aspects. That maybe we'll just talk about the feminine and the masculine as not belonging to any particular gender. Just for the purposes of our discussion, and so we don't get caught up on politics. So there we have that, and I'm going to show you some other crystals as well. The large quartz crystal on the left has got this beautifully feminine form. Just gorgeous. Again, it's got that wideness in the center, that pregnant form. And then we have the rose quartz crystal above her, which pink is such a feminine color. But yet the triangle, when facing with the point facing upwards, is such a masculine form. But then if we turn the triangle over, again, we have a feminine form. I hope I'm not confusing you more than helping you. And then we've got this Boji set, Boji. These crystals are often offered in sets of masculine and feminine. And I love pairing crystals up that way. I think it's so powerful to unite the masculine and the feminine form that way. But it's also fun to bring two feminine forms together or two masculine forms together, like you'll see on the crystals on the right. Very masculine forms. One is a scepter, a natural scepter. And again, these come out from the earth in this form. And that scepter is so clearly masculine. And the golden crystal beside the scepter is also it's got a very masculine form and a masculine color. And then these guys, the round crystal, it's an agate. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's escaping me for the moment. A star agate, I believe it's called. And they come in nodules. And when you open them up, they have all these beautiful shapes on the inside, many times looking like stars. So this one has been polished, the one on the top. The one on the bottom is completely natural. And I don't even know if it's carnelian or agate, the one on the bottom. And that color looks like somebody's painted a bull symbol on it, but that is completely natural. That crystal has always blown me away, just the way that it looks so painted and it's all natural. But again, the bull symbol can be seen to be a masculine form, and the color is a masculine color, but you can see that the opening is very feminine. And by the way, I've been doing some research on symbols, and I didn't know this, but the bull symbol was used to be considered a goddess symbol by some cultures. So there you go. Yeah, so the one on the top, very feminine form, but a blue color, which is a masculine color. So really what I'm trying to do here is show you some examples of the forms of these crystals and how to recognize, you know, the masculine and the feminine forms, but yet not be rigid about whether that particular crystal, if it has a feminine form, is a feminine crystal. Maybe he looks like a she, but he's a he, or the other way around. And that's where our experience and our sense and our intuition and our self-trust is so important. And I also want to say that it's not even important to know whether a crystal is a he or a she, or what. And I've been, you know, there are a couple of them I haven't even mentioned their names, and it's not important to know even what kind of crystal it is, what the name of the crystal is, because that, once we start to bring in labels and start to give the crystals names and kinds and gender, we start to bring in preconceived notions associated with those names and genders. Like this one, which is a rose quartz crystal, which I can't help but think of love when I think of this rose quartz, because rose quartz is so deeply connected to the heart and to love that, of course, I'm going to think of love, but maybe that's going to take me out of, you know, maybe this crystal is here to work on our crown or our base chakra, or maybe it's just got a different message besides love that we're not going to see because we're so automatically attached to it being about the heart. And maybe these goddess crystals are very masculine and they're talking about the king energy or structure or power, masculine power. We don't know until we start connecting individually and really feeling in to what that particular crystal has to say to us. So I am hoping that that has been more helpful than confusing. And I'm just going to say something to you that I wish I would have known when I was first questioning and learning about the crystals, is to play with them. Just listen, deep listening, and trust. Really trust yourself. And maybe stop asking other people. You know, there's got to come a time where you stop questioning, you stop asking for answers and start listening for the answers from within. And it's not wrong, again, it's not wrong to ask and to study and to research. All that is amazing to do, and it's interesting and it's informative, and it, if it's done right, builds trust, builds self-trust. And then at some point you just start playing. Start feeling. Because you know, if you're a woman, so strongly what the feminine energy is about. And you can feel that. And you can practice with people as well. You know, start to notice when somebody comes into the room. Close your eyes and just imagine. If it's a man or a woman who's come into the room. And play with that a little bit. And have fun. Please do not be hard on yourself. And it doesn't matter. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about having to get it right. That was a big thing for me. I didn't want to mix up the genders and cause any disrespect. It's okay. It's really okay if you don't get it right. Personally, I don't think it's possible to get it wrong, because I think, ultimately what we're experiencing in the moment is right no matter what. But yeah, so what? If this is a goddess crystal and you're getting, very masculine energies from it, or if this pink crystal is a masculine crystal and you're feeling feminine energy from it, it doesn't matter. It's okay. Just play with it. Your experience will bring you to the place where you'll start to feel comfortable and you'll start to notice certain things. So I'm going to send you off with these beautiful goddess crystals, sending you so much love and light, and asking you to be gentle with yourself and to have fun and to remember to play. And to see beyond the masculine and the feminine. I'm looking at these crystals as I'm ready to sign off and seeing an owl and a bird, and remembering and reminding you that if you're too focused on, you know, what the crystal should be, you might miss on seeing what the crystal is showing you in the moment. And the owl, wisdom, and the bird, freedom and flight. And I see a bull as well. And these all feel like they're telling me that we need to allow ourselves the freedom and the wisdom to trust ourselves, and to be a little bullheaded maybe about our self-trust, to be strong and convicted in that. So enjoy the journey, and I will see you next time, and I'm sending you lots and lots of love and many, many blessings. Oh, and if you want to, I should say this before I sign off, if you want to explore and practice a little in a safe, supported space, once a month we connect in a live crystal Zoom to get messages from our crystal. And that's a beautiful place to start to build your confidence, or to deepen your self-trust if you already are well acquainted with the crystals. All right, so I will see you in the next video, or hopefully at one of the crystal lives. Please sign up to the newsletter to get the invitations to those. And you can do that at songofstones.com, or there will be a link wherever you're seeing this video playing. Many blessings, my friends.